Wubba lubba dub dub motherfuckers, and welcome back to another awesome fucking episode with yours truly, your boy, the Jack of all trades with foul mouth, comic urban. And before I begin, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you guys, to everyone for continuing to watch my videos. I know that they've been pretty erratic, like the last few months I've not uploaded nothing, and then all of a sudden I just uploaded a bunch of shit. Well, I'm glad you guys stuck around and fucking, watch all the shit I put out, and I fucking appreciate all you guys, so thank you. Without any further ado, this is part 4 to my 1/350 scale build of the DKM battleship Bismarck by Revell. And as Habitant said, she was to rule the waves and across the 7 seas. Anyway, and as you can see, we have, here she is, the pride of a nation, a beast made of steel herself. Bismarck in motion, king of the ocean, it was made to rule the waves across the 7 seas. Right there it is. But it's not glued together, it's just, like I said, last video I just showed you guys I have all the major components put together, so that when I got the Pontos detailing set, it was ready to have the pieces applied to it. And of course, the only part that's actually finished, is the base. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. What I've been doing this time around, last few days, is I've been doing a lot of putty and sand work. And the reason why I say that, because there was a lot of parts on this ship that didn't really want to fit together right. When they did, there was gaps. So I had to do a lot of puttying and filling in with putty and sanding and cleaning and shit to get it all smooth. And one major area of concern really was with turrets, Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, well, that's not that fucking shit here, okay, guys? We will talk about Bruno. Turret Bruno. Turret Caesar and turret Dora. And if you guys have ever built this fucking model, you guys might understand. But the two range finders, which are those little nub fuckers sticking up from the sides of it, on the other sides they were hollow. So what I had to do is I took, because see, I even wrote Bruno in there, I took my contour putty and I squirted that shit into the recessed areas of Bruno, Caesar, and Dora. See, I even got them all written down. I even have it done for Anton as well, even though Anton is different, because during the early part of the ship's history, her first rebuild, she had rangefinders just like these on these turrets, but they kept getting flooded by the ocean, so they took them off and sealed them up just like so. And that's the only turret that was different from the rest. So Bruno, Caesar, and Dora, I filled those fuckers in the undersides of the rangefinders with contour putty, let them dry, and I took my special flat bladed edged knife and I basically did, my magic and scraped that shit away and smoothed it off. And I also fixed in the other little blemishes that were on the turret as well. So Bruno, Caesar, which goes there, and of course Dora goes right there. Now, those weren't the only turrets that had that problem too. The two secondary turrets that were in the center part of the ship, because the forward turrets and the aft secondaries didn't have it, but the two center ones on the port and starboard sides also had rangefinders, and they were hollow on the underside too. So I had to take the contour putty and do that same fucking shit, fill that shit in, and take my knife and scrape it away, and smooth it all off so it makes it solid. So the rangefinder's on. You son of a bitch and fucking shit-eating asshole, come on. Anyway, it's all back together like it should be. Now, other areas that I had to putty and knife the fuck out of also includes, you know, the majority of this I had to do a lot of sanding on because there's a lot of burrs on that fast son of a bitch. I keep fucking dropping shit. I had to do a little bit of putty work on the back end of this platform, which has that part. And of course your Admiral's Bridge, I had to do putty work right there on that seam, and also on several of the seams around the Admiral's Bridge. And also had to do some putty work on the seam right there too, to get that cleared up. I did some putty work on the front of the armored wheelhouse area. Or, yeah, this is the conning tower, the armored. I think this was the fire directory, which was right here, because the bridge is right there. And also did some putty work and shaping on the back. I did some putty work here. And I also had to cut, there's a little thin film of plastic right here, and that around where that opening was. Had to trim that fucker off, clean that up. That's done. Now the bridge. See, I had to do some putty there because there was a big crack right there. I had to fill that in. And other than that, and do a little bit of trimming, that piece was okay. Okay. The main part of the superstructure. See, a little bit of putty had to go there because there was a hole there I had to fill in, and also the crevices and edges on the front of the superstructure. I had to fill in with putty and shape it all up as well. Yeah, I know I'm tearing the ship down. I've noticed that piece I didn't glue it on yet because I'm gonna have to cut those stairs off and modify this and put the brass pieces on before I can install it. There's the aft radar range unit. That one's the forward one, that one's the aft one. And of course the aft superstructure here. There was a big crack in this area here which I had to fill in with putty and smooth it off. There was another area right there I had to do. I just had to clean all that up and have that piece ready for modification work and putty. This area here I had to do, especially right here. There was a big giant opening right there. I had to fill in with putty and smooth it all off and make it ready for, you know, like I said, modifying and other shit when I get the ponto set for it. And of course here's the funnel. This is actually going to be a very interesting piece. Take that off. And of course we take the cap off. This is going to be a lot of work to modify the inside of this because there's metal pieces that go in there to replace that plastic. But you can see there's a lot of puttying around these joints around here, which there's a walkway and there's doors. There's two doors that go here, that go into these compartments here where there were two searchlights. You know, on Bismarck there were searchlights here, and on the Tirpitz the searchlights were replaced with fucking machine guns. So, and of course I had to putty the joint there, putty the joint back there, and I do some trim work here. So that's done. And yeah, and also the main structure, you know, the main deck, for the most part, the main deck itself is pretty good. I mean, there really wasn't really, I mean, there might be some issues with it, but the photo etch, that's going to be covering the bulkhead walls. Will take care of a lot of the shit in that area of the ship. So as you can see, I've been doing, like I said, a lot of puttying and puttying and cutting and filing. And by the way, if you wonder where I got these knives at, for these 6 blades and this, I got it from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Absolutely fucking awesome knives. They work really fucking good. So there you have it, guys, and that's what I've been doing. There ain't really much left I can do until I get the fucking Pontos detailing set. And once I get that, I'll show you guys it, and I'll start, you know, fucking adding all the stuff to the hull and get it ready for primer and paint when I get the paint set too. Oh yeah, one other thing. I do know the paint scheme that I'm going to put on Bismarck. I do know it. But I'm going to make a game out of it for you guys. And I'm going to tell you how you guys can figure out what the paint scheme for Bismarck is going to be. If you guys seen my my thumbnails for the videos, they are of the humanized version of Bismarck from the Japanese video game Kantai collection, or Kan-Kol for short. Now, if you guys can decipher anything, take a really good look at those thumbnails of Bismarck from Kan-Kol or Kantai collection. Look at her. Look at how she's dressed, and just look at her and look at her clothing, and just keep looking at throughout the different thumbnails, and then you'll spot something, and then you put 2 and 2 together, and there you go, guys. Fucking there you have it. That is going to be the paint scheme for son of a bitch. That will be the paint scheme for my Bismarck model. So, and when I get to the point to start painting and I show you guys, I reveal to you what it is. And for the people that get it correct and actually guess what it is, I'll give you guys a big fucking shout out when I start painting and actually start getting the hull painted and show you guys the paint scheme for the model. So there's something you guys can look forward to. So there you have it. That's what I've been doing. I've just been doing a lot of fucking putty work and paint, you know, not painting, but putty work, and just getting everything ready for when I get the Pontos detailing set, get shit put on here, get it primered, get it painted, and start, you know, like adding the wood deck and getting everything fucking built up from there. And start modifying all this shit to accept the photo etch from Pontos. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys fucking learned something. If you did, I fucking did my job. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the fucking comment section below and I'll get back with you. And if you like the channel, you like the shit I'm doing, hit the fucking subscribe button, hit the damn notification bell, become a member of the Commodore's crew, and never miss another video again. And until next time, this is Commodore Urban, saying have smooth seas and clear skies, and have a sailing with all of you, and God bless you all. Stay healthy, stay safe, and just be yourselves. And until next time, just like the great Rob Carson says, don't catch the stupid. I'll catch you later. So long.